Hey you guys, coming at you with another video about cards. The title of this one is Bad Time to Be a Set Collector. And what do I mean by that? Well, Prismatic Evolutions, the Pokemon set, came out and it has Master Ball variants, Pokeball variants, and the SIRs, the Special Illustration Rares, which has been a big thing in the Pokemon sets for a while. And if you're someone who's a set collector, you like to fill a binder, or you like to collect all the cards from that set, and it's the joy of having the entire set completed. So someone at the flea market said, "I'm a set collector," and I looked at them with I looked at someone who just told me their pet died. With shock and dismay and kind of sadness and feeling bad for them because of how expensive and ridiculous it's getting if you wanted to complete an entire set of even just a new set that just came out. You're looking at over 1,000, whereas older sets like Jungle and Fossil, you can complete that for much cheaper, especially if you don't care about I need to collect all the holos and non-holos. You could get that for a few hundred you're looking at, and those are sets that came out at the very start. So I'm also wanting to address the controversy of support your LGS, why that's even a controversial phrase right now, and why people have been saying that kind of sarcastically or sardonically. In a post, they'll say support your LGS with the words being alternating between capitalized and uncapitalized, like in the SpongeBob mocking way. So someone said it's the worst time to be getting into cards as a new person. Someone said that next to me when they were just standing there in a store, to the store people running the store. And I was kind of surprised because I was oh, I've been thinking that for a while now. It's been good for people who've been in it for a while. But if you're just getting into it, yeah, it sucks. So it's like the phrase, it's the best of times, it's the worst of times. In some ways, it's the best if you've just been holding and buying. You're making a lot of money from that. But if you're new, it's the worst. So I'm going to go over the various points of why it's difficult, but I'm not going to just be saying the negative points. I also want to address the positive or good sides of it. So one of them is the consumer bears the cost of tariffs. All the cost of that, or the burden of it, just goes directly to the people that buy from it. It almost never is on the backs of the people that are running the business. And once those tariffs go away, the price does not go back down. That's what happened last time with the Donald Trump tariffs and the Magic cards for us Canadian people. Once the tariffs went down, do you think the business owners were okay, you'll just pay less now? No, it stayed high. That's what it was last time, and that's what I assume is going to happen again. So it's better to not care about set collecting and just go for the best deal every time, is my opinion now. So it's a good thing that I'm not obsessed with collecting a set because of how exorbitantly expensive it would be. Next, we're going to touch upon how every card store that I've gone to recently has not just $30 over MSRP, which is merchandise suggested retail price, they're $30 over market, which is a different thing. So why is that significant? Well, it's because things are starting to be the card store people have their prices, and then there's the normal prices. And why is that controversial or might make people emotional and upset is because us nerds who care about being able to play in the community and play games at the store, we need to be able to afford the products in the first place. And this goes to a point that I wanted to bring up about what the professor, he's one of the most popular Magic Card YouTube guys at Tellurian College. Something he said that I still agree with is you can't play Magic at a Walmart. And what he meant by that is you should support your LGS because you can't play at these big box stores. You can't like bring a deck and like sit down at Walmart and battle other players. Like, you need to support your LGS as well. And I still agree with that. But it's, do you see why I didn't want to talk about this video or want to talk about this point for a long time? Because it could reflect badly on me, or the people who run the stores might see this video and think like, oh, he hates the LGSs, or like, it's better to just keep your mouth shut all the time about this stuff and not stick your neck out. And that's kind of been my take, or what to do, is just shut up about it and not talk about why the prices are so bad. Because if you say that to the faces of the people, most of the people who are running a store, if you say your prices are bad, they'll just yell at you and kick you out, or not take it well, or they'll be disgruntled and pissed off at you. So that's why it's like controversial or emotional for people. I want to address positive points as well. The card stores are the only ones with booster boxes. So when I said that they charge $30 over market, that's on a product that should be $40 to $60. They're charging like $90, but not every product is going to be like that at the LGS or the local card store, because some products it's better to buy from them, such as the booster boxes. And why is that significant? It's because the Walmarts and the big box stores, they don't sell booster boxes. This is kind of one of the things that Wizards of the Coast and the Pokemon Company, it's one of the few things that they still do that's really good for the local game stores, is that they are the only ones who have access to booster boxes. And you can get those at a good price usually. Now, that's not always the case. It's just one of the general rules, because I was going around with a friend in a further away town called Barrie, and the guy had one booster box on his shelf, and it was like $100 overpriced from like a new set. And my friend asked me, is that a good price? And I was like, no, that's like $100 over. And then so he asked the store owner, why is that so expensive? And I was like, don't say that. That's bad etiquette. But the guy was like, oh, it's because it's all we got, and we don't want people coming in and seeing that there's nothing on the shelf, so it's better to have like one thing that's overpriced and not like nothing on the shelf. So I was kind of surprised he didn't just yell at my friend right then and there, or have like be all disgruntled and mad. So back to the point about the positive points, is you can skip sets that you don't like to hyper focus on what you like. There's so many sets coming out that it's like, how do you keep up with all of them? How could you be a set collector for Magic and Pokemon and get everything in those sets if like all the prices are rising up like crazy, but how much you get paid you don't get a raise to reflect how everything is becoming more expensive. So this ties into the point of lots of sets are coming out that people don't want to engage in. So this is kind of like, people don't want to buy every set anymore because there's like a car set or a Wild Wild West set, and some people are turned off completely by that. But from my perspective, it's like, if you don't like that set, just don't buy it. And there's so many other new sets coming out, you can't afford them all anyway, so just get the one that you want, get the ones that you want, and then there's going to be a few that you don't want, and that's normal. But for some people, they see a set or multiple sets that they don't like and don't want to buy, and then it completely turns them off and completely makes them want. So there's all these various factors. Oh yeah, I think that's about it. I've been rambling for about 10 minutes now, and I've gone over everything on this page. I just wanted to point out how I feel bad for the the set collector people, and I also wanted to touch upon the support your LGS controversy, why that's even a controversy now, and why I still think you should support your LGS arbitrarily. Just don't, when they have like such exorbitantly high prices on some products, just back off. You don't have, you can still support them, but like not engage when they're being bad. So I wanted to talk about how you can like kind of dance around or like not be bad to your LGS, still support them, still like shoulder the costs sometimes, but when they're so exorbitantly high prices, like how to be subtle or have some nuance about it and not like have them end up being pissed off at you, what you should do. So yeah, that's about it.